My family disappeared in an escape room. Coda. My knock on the manager's door opened it. I called out, "Hello," receiving no response in return. I knew I shouldn't go in, that it was a job better suited for the police, but curiosity propelled me forward. Some answers were owed to me, even if I had to find them myself. I found this laptop sitting on the floor surrounded by empty shot glasses. It was still logged in to the manager's tale of how my family went missing. I should introduce myself. Maggie Carter, recently out of Phoenix, Arizona. These videos detail how my mother and father, along with my younger siblings, came to be gone. The sparsely decorated apartment was empty of signs of life, besides the blood. A small trail of it led from the chair to the wall between two windows, where a poster from the movie The Cell hung off kilter. Next to it was a bloody handprint. Other than that, no manager, no answers. Unless you can call these rambling stories answers. Well, let me give you a final update. They're back! All of them. Dad and Mum, June and Oscar. Even Rachel, I'm told, is doing better. Something resembling normal. I received a call from the police right after I landed. They still won't let me talk to them though. I'll admit to one other crime. The previously mentioned trespassing notwithstanding. I took the laptop with me. Technically stealing it, so maybe that makes it 2 crimes. I'm sending this out from the parking lot of Alpine Oddities and Porn, the name of which was graciously provided to me by the manager's words. Was it that same curiosity that drove me here? Probably. Now, I'm left with this journal and even more questions. Allow me to explain. I entered the store, finding it much as the manager described, disorganised, yet beautiful in its own way. The air musty with age. The counter was empty, again with the lack of life, but thankfully no blood at this location. I rang the small bell near the register and waited. And waited. My eyes were drawn to a doll sitting on a pint-sized rocking chair nearby. It had dark hair, its face bent at an odd angle upwards, as though looking at me. The body slouched forward, limp and lifeless. Sticking out of its back was a rusty turnkey, the kind used to wind up mechanisms to animate them. For some reason, I longed to turn it, to see what would happen. I found my hand was already reaching out to do just that. "I wouldn't," came a raspy voice from behind me. I nearly jumped out of my skin, hand frozen mere inches from the doll. "Kyra, though beautiful, has never brought anything but misery to others." He laughed. And fuck if it wasn't exactly as the manager described, like a stack of papers being leafed through. I turned, withdrawing my hand, and took in his sallow, unhealthy form. Glasses magnified his yellowed eyes. His laugh finally died off, and I was glad. "I'm the new manager," I lied. "Nancy said to come by." One lie leads to another. But no matter. The man rubbed his thin hands together and smiled. Showing a set of brown teeth that made me queasy. "Ah, yes. Turns out the shipment came in earlier than expected. Give me a moment." He disappeared behind a curtain. I could hear him rooting around in the back and was reminded of a rat rooting through garbage, for some reason. I kept my eyes well away from the doll as I waited. A moment later he was back, carrying a small parcel wrapped in a swath of dark cloth. "Give Nancy my thanks. This item has a remarkable provenance, and I know she'll be as pleased as I am." Creep, I thought to myself. I took the item from him, being careful not to touch his hands during the transfer. I felt as though I should say something. I blurted out the first thing that came to my mind from that fucking crazy story. Abyssus abyssum invoca. Indeed, was all he said. I got out of there as quickly as I could, cradling the bundle under my arm. In my rental car, I took a deep breath, which felt like the first one I'd managed in hours. Beneath the fabric was a small leather-bound book, decorated with a maze on its cover. Or was it a labyrinth? I didn't know the difference, to be honest. I opened it to the first page, where I found a neat, orderly, handwritten note. I'm not sure of the time. This place is strange and ever-changing. When the door closed behind me, it all went haywire. I expected to find my baby, my inferno, on the other side. Instead, it was a corridor with many closed doors along each wall. My hand hurts like hell. I tried every door as I passed and all were locked. For me. I understood, somehow, that other people would be able to open them. I walked on for what seemed an eternity. How many doors? 100? 1,000? More? None opened. Finally, I came upon the singular door I knew was meant for me. See, it hummed. The tone was just right, just like the door that showed up in my apartment. I opened it. I stopped, taking another breath. Was this an answer? How could this journal even exist? I flipped the page. It was blank. All, as were all the others. Frustrated, I tossed it on the seat next to me. I grabbed the laptop instead and began this writing. Now that everyone is caught up, there is a last bit to tell. Stay with me, because it's strange. As I opened the journal once more to transcribe the words for this video, I found my hands flipping again to the next page instinctively. There were more words now. They appeared before my eyes as though a ghostly hand was writing them in real time. They were in there, the Carters, Rachel. She kissed me before running out of the now open door. I'm alone. The door's closed. Those giant footsteps are drawing closer. That was it. I waited. I flipped pages. Nothing. I'm heading to the police station in a moment. I miss my family. I'm not sure what to make of any of this. All I know for sure is that the manager fixed something. What is the worth of one soul? It seems a trade was made, the lives of the room inhabitants for the manager. Part of me was sad. The other part, well, I'll be happy to hug my parents again, and Oscar. Even June, oddball that she may be. Rachel I didn't know, but I was glad for her family for the same reason. The door was closed now, for good. They finally escaped.